This evening, Minister Carl Greenwich discusses corruption and Exxon. Early morning minibus accident leaves one dead. Mayor of Linden makes unexpected announcement. In the region, in Trinidad and Tobago, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley denies having an overseas bank account. And internationally, in Honduras, groups call for a recount in the recently held presidential election.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel. Join us. Minister of Foreign Affairs Carl Greenwich says he is unbribable, and he says that he has a political track record to prove it. Wendell Jeffrey sat down with the minister for an exclusive interview and filed this report.
I have been in situations where I have been offered significant amounts of cash, not today, from the time I started as a Minister of Finance, for example. I myself have served this country and the region, as well as internationally, in capacities of trust. As regards the movement of funds, I have no desire to put my hands on monies belonging to anyone else.
Minister Carl Greenwich was speaking to Channel 2 Headline News about the trending topic where he's being accused of being a mouthpiece for the oil giant ExxonMobil. The minister was emphatic. He said that he is and has always been unbribable. The Foreign Affairs Minister said that it is offensive to him that financial neophytes and other proven corrupt persons would cast aspersions on him.
I find it quite offensive that persons who themselves have not been in such positions or have erred in other positions should be seeking to cast aspersions.
The cabinet official said that he has been offered tens of thousands of US dollars and he has always refused the bribes.
People come, they may put money in a utensil, in a pot. It ends up somewhere in your house. You're invited to a reception and a party after the reception. You have company, dancing girls, as some people would like to say. And somewhere in that exchange, you are offered 100,000 US to do something.
Minister Greenwich served as the Minister of Finance under the presidency of Desmond Hoyt. He questioned the notion of him taking bribes as he asked incredulously, if I did not do it then, why would I do it today?
If I didn't do it in that time, when in fact money would have been scarce to ministers and to individuals, why would I leave that now?
He suggested that one would have to be out of their minds to take an illegal bribe from Exxon and put it in their pockets.
Who in their right mind would look at the situation of Guyana and suggest that you sign a contract that would enable you to put 15 million US dollars in your pocket illegally?
The minister was careful to note that when the other persons were offering him bribes, they were not tying those bribes to any contractual arrangements. He said that those accusing him are just imagining things.
When these people were offering me the money elsewhere, there was no contract involved. They didn't say, we want to offer you a bribe, sign this contract. They simply made the offer. And you were at liberty to pick up an envelope. So some of us, I think, maybe are letting our imaginations run away with us.
For Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Today, a businessman of Tabatinga Letum, Region 9, was charged in connection with the illegal airstrip found at Santa Fe approximately 4 months ago. Hudashan Ramsingh appeared before the Georgetown Magistrates Court and was not required to plead to the indictable charge. It is alleged that Ramsingh conspired with persons known and unknown to facilitate the illegal landing of an aircraft on an unauthorized port of entry. The defendant was taken into police custody on August 25th, but was later released on $50,000 station bail. The man subsequently fled the jurisdiction and was caught and re-arrested last week. Khan's lawyer said his client fled because he feared for his safety. Chief Magistrate Ann McLennan remanded Ram Singh and transferred the matter to the Letta Magistrates Court for March 5th, 2018. Last night, the mayor of Linden, Corwin Holland, made a surprising announcement regarding his political future.
It's my second and last term. So I'm not going to go for a third term.
Mayor of Linden, Corwin Holland, will not be seeking a third term. The mayor, whose tenure began in 2016, will be taking time away from politics in order to further his education. The decision may seem sudden to many, but according to Holland, he's made his intentions known for quite some time.
I would have made this announcement covertly, quietly, a year ago. On my Facebook page, I would have mentioned this. I would have spoken quite a few places that I didn't intend to run again. And here I am just staying true to my word. The main reason behind this is the fact that I planned on furthering my education in 2018 by September. I also planned on developing myself further so that I can better contribute to the development of Linden and Guyana as a whole. No one is complete with education. You have to continue. Education is a continuous process. And I need to also feed myself as I've been giving out so much of me to the community. So I also need to replenish and to also do me and look after me a little bit and make myself better, even better equipped to serve my community.
Holland says his time has been a learning experience. Nonetheless, he is a bit disappointed by the fact that many of the hurdles to progress were often from the inside.
Leadership by consensus can sometimes stymie development. Leadership by consensus can sometimes, it's a good thing, but it can sometimes stymie development. I'm happy that I would have been able to achieve quite a number of things. However, I'm saddened that with much more support, much more support, I could have achieved so much more. And I must also add that my departure is something, in fact, persons would have said, if I asked me if I would have, why not stay on for the third term, etc. But under the current climate and some of the things you have to go through as a mayor, etc., that truly, didn't resonate well with me.
The currently divided political climate has seemingly touched all regions and municipalities of Guyana, making the hard task of managing a cash-strapped government all the more difficult. Despite the resistance he may have received, Mayor Holland is proud of the legacy he will leave behind. He will also use his remaining time in office as best as possible.
I partner with the community, and I got things done, and that is a greater part of my joy right now, to know that I had the people partnering with me to see Linden become a better place. I'm just hoping and praying right now that for the next 3 months that I am allowed peacefully to carry on the business of the people. If it is not being done, I would let you know. I would let Guyana know, because at some point you have to stand up and you have to speak out. All right? I would have ignored, or you would not have been hearing from me for several months, mainly because I ignored the chatters, I ignored the backbiting and the tit-for-tats, and I just got things done.
He is thankful for family, friends, and the people of Linden for their support during his term in office. He also encourages Lindeners to continue to hold their politicians accountable for their actions. Don't go away. We have more news for you after the break.
Shop at John Lewis Styles in December and you could win one RCA tablet every day. Yes, every day. And that's not all. 4 persons will win $1 million to spend in the store. Just imagine, $1 million in clothing, shoes, and accessories. Enter to win with every $5,000 you spend. So shop now to win one tablet every day and $1 million to spend in the store. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Season's greetings from Kisool's Furniture Store.
Get ready for the concert of a lifetime. The Restoration Life Ministries presents Worship His Majesty on December 14th at 6 p.m. Restoration Life Ministry with special guests Samuel Medas, Earl Bishop, RLM Dancing, Pastor Sean Sobers, and the Prophetic Priest. Don't you miss this. It's Saturday, December 14th, 6 p.m. Admission free. Hosted by Apostle Ridley.
It's that time of year when you break out all the cool and fancy stuff to decorate your home. National Hardware Supercenter and Water Street locations got the ideal furniture collection for the dining and living rooms. Choose from these quality sofa sets and recliners to add that perfect holiday setting. Our stylish dining sets will add a unique touch of class to your decor. The quality and designs are unmatched. We add that extra feeling of Christmas with this choice of furniture in the mega holiday deals happening now at your Do It Best stores, National Hardware.
For the best Creole food in town, come to Ridley's Restaurant. Taste our hot meals, fresh bread, and sweet pastries. Our spacious dining hall is free for all occasions. For reservations and more, call 226-2518 or 225-7245. We're open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Wrigley's Restaurant, located at 38 Robb Street, Laceytown, between King and Wellington Streets. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Ridley's Restaurant. Tasty and healthy eating.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you have a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Welcome back. Several persons were injured after a minibus flew into a canal in Georgetown this morning. According to passersby, the Route 40 minibus was traveling south on the Eastern Carriageway around 9 a.m. The minibus driver accidentally hit a taxi near the intersection of Epping Avenue and Vlissingen Road. The force of the collision then sent the bus full of passengers straight into the trench's muddy waters. Along the way, the driver accidentally knocked down a man on a bicycle. Seeing the crash, a few public-spirited individuals jumped into the water to rescue the trapped commuters. Several persons, including the cyclists, were injured. At least 5 were rushed to Georgetown Public Hospital with injuries of varying severity. The visibly distraught owner of the bus arrived on the scene to assist passengers and to recover the vehicle, while the driver of the bus fled the scene. Investigations are ongoing. Headline News has just been informed that the cyclist who was struck, 42-year-old Desmond Gransalt of South Rheinveld Gardens, died this afternoon. The Private Sector Commission, in conjunction with the Salvation Army, passed out over 2,000 hampers today. Wendell Jeffrey brings us that story.
I thank the Salvation Army for assisting the elderly and the fatherless and the needy, the blind and the disabled at this moment through the Salvation Army of Jesus Christ.
The Salvation Army gave out some 2,000 packed food hampers today, mainly at the Alexander Street location. The Private Sector Commission was largely responsible for funding the care packages, and the chairman of the Private Sector Commission, Edward Boyer, was personally on hand to assist with the distribution and a word of advice.
This is the social responsibility of the Private Sector Commission. We come here this morning to make sure that we advocate for good governance, good things for you. God don't give, God do not give you more than you can handle. You accept that? Good. And you got to be positive. You have got to be positive about your life and the things you do.
The Salvation Army's Major Ulrich Thibod said prayers for the many who contributed to the donations.
We pray for those who have contributed towards these hampers. I pray that you will bless their businesses.
Executive Director of the Private Sector Commission, Elizabeth Allen, shared a little history and a little about the work of the Salvation Army.
And about 30 years ago, I had a friend who didn't have a home. He was homeless. And every month end, at payday, he used to come to our workplace to collect his little bit of salary when the afternoon come. Right? And he had nowhere to sleep. And one day he told me, you know something, I have found a home. I have a clean bed to sleep in every night. You could give me a drop home? And so I said, certainly. So I gave him a drop, and he led me straight to the Salvation Army, which had taken him in and given him a bed to sleep in every night.
Some of the hamper recipients even said thank you.
It will be great. God is love. We thank everybody that donated, that joined, that worked for the time that we have wasted. God bless each and every one.
I feel great. And I thank the Lord that these people help, to give, to make a hamper.
Major Mattigol St. Lot presented the benediction on behalf of all those who were gathered.
May the joy of Christmas 2017 and prosperity in 2018 be with you always. Amen.
For Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. A foreign currency dealer was robbed of all his cash by an armed bandit on Sunday. Esther Sobers has the details.
According to the police, 36-year-old Bishop Wan Not Nodat of Seafield Sapphire was sitting in a chair in the vicinity of Popeyes on Water Street when he was robbed of over $4,000 on Sunday. The perpetrator reportedly approached him from behind and snatched the cash out of Nodat's hand. Nodat reportedly attempted to retrieve the cash, but the gunman whipped out his gun and dealt the man a blow to his face. The perpetrator escaped on Cornhill, then east along Hatfield Street. The dealer reported the matter to the police and was taken to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he was treated and sent away. The police are currently reviewing the CCTV footage from nearby businesses. Investigations are ongoing. Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, I'm Esther Sobers.
Don't go away. Still ahead, we have our regional news, our international news, and your 7-day weather forecast.
Season's greetings.
For the best Creole food in town, come to Ridley's Restaurant. Taste our hot meals, fresh bread, and sweet pastries. Our spacious dining hall is free for all occasions. For reservations and more, call 226-2518 or 225-7245. We're open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Wrigley's Restaurant, located at 38 Robb Street, Laceytown, between King and Wellington Streets. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Ridley's Restaurant. Tasty and healthy eating.
Shop at John Lewis Styles in December and you could win one RCA tablet every day on Lewis Styles. Simply different.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
That time of year when you break out all the cool and fancy stuff to decorate your home. National Hardware Supercenter and Water Street locations got the ideal furniture collection for the dining and living rooms. Choose from these quality sofa sets and recliners to add that perfect holiday setting. Our stylish dining sets will add a unique touch of class to your decor. The quality and designs are unmatched. We add that extra feeling of Christmas with this choice of furniture in the mega holiday deals happening now at your Do It Best stores, National Hardware.
Welcome back. We now take a look at the region in Trinidad and Tobago. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley denies operating any foreign bank account outside of Trinidad and Tobago, and he says that he intends to pursue legal action against those who have republished this falsehood. C News reports.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley denies operating any foreign bank account outside of Trinidad and Tobago and says he intends to pursue legal action against those who have republished this falsehood. It follows statements attributed to Oropouche East MP Dr. Rudal Munilal in the Parliament last Friday. A statement from the Office of the Prime Minister says the false and malicious statements suggest that payments were being made by AV Drilling to the Prime Minister and or his wife. In response, Dr. Rowley states that there is no truth to any suggestion that either he or his wife or anyone whatsoever on his behalf received any payment whatsoever from or on behalf of AV Drilling.
And internationally, the Secretary General of the Organization of American States is calling for a new presidential election in Honduras. Al Jazeera has that story.
Hondurans react to the announcement that Juan Orlando Hernandez is back as president. Supporters of his challenger, Salvador Nasrallah, are convinced of electoral fraud and convinced they can stop Hernandez from taking office. This is the moment the announcement was broadcast to the nation.
After computing all of the ballots, after resolving all the challenges, the tribunal has got the final results, and we make this known to the Honduran people in this declaration. For the President of the Republic, we have the National Party of Honduras, Juan Orlando Hernandez, with 42.95%.
It was meant to put an end to 3 weeks of unrest after Nasrallah challenged the result. Initial counts suggested the leftist candidate had won. Then the tally was reversed, giving Conservative Hernandez a slim lead. On Sunday, Nasrallah flew to Washington, D.C. to argue his case for a new election, updating his supporters on the way.
The struggle continues and will continue. Any of the things that are scheduled shouldn't be surprised if they are, obviously, peaceful.
His backer, former President Manuel Zelaya, wasn't so diplomatic.
The Electoral Court imposes a fraud in favor of Juan Orlando Hernandez, and violent popular action will change that vote for Salvador Nasrallah.
The vote was contentious long before it was held. Hernandez's opponents argue he should never have run. The Honduran constitution limits presidents to 1 term, but 2 years ago the Supreme Court, dominated by judges appointed by Hernandez, ruled the term limits don't apply to him. Then came the allegations of voting irregularities.
The Electoral Observer Mission has observed a process of low electoral quality and therefore cannot settle the doubts over what has been announced.
The Organization of American States is calling for a new election, but President Hernandez's party is defiant.
The Electoral Court, as the only electoral authority, brings the final and definitive result. For that reason, the Organization of American States or another institution cannot say anything different about the story.
But his words appear to change little on the streets where there is no certainty. The division between Hernandez and Nasrallah is increasingly entrenched, with more protests planned. Charlotte Ballas, Al Jazeera.
And now for your 7-day weather forecast. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Monday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook and YouTube. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us to your homes, and do have a blessed evening.